Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia here, and welcome to a preview of Overwatch 2. Oh, I can't believe I get to say that for the first time. Right, so I'm not at BlizzCon, and the only people who get gameplay footage of Overwatch 2 are at BlizzCon, and it's very limited gameplay footage at the moment anyway. There are 2 demos at BlizzCon. It is a new mode coming to PvP, and obviously the new PvE element that we've all been talking about since there were leaks of Overwatch 2. And it's time to clear up some things, some myths, some whatever of what's going on with Overwatch 2, right? So, there is no release date of Overwatch 2. Not as of yet. Jeff Kaplan, I've literally just come from watching the What's Next panel, and he said, look, it's really still in development. And you can see elements that, are kind of still in development. You can quite clearly see that. So, Overwatch 2 does not have a release date. This makes me think I'm not sure we're going to see it next year. At least not until the end of next year. Maybe beyond that. Maybe we might be looking at 2021. Considering they are really in development. Right? Really, really in development. Okay. So, this is a new game. Based on the original Overwatch engine, which has been vastly upgraded. Hence, the new look and the new elements. Why did they have to vastly upgrade the engine? Because of PvE. Because the maps they are going to be putting in for PvE are so much bigger than what Overwatch is used to, it required an overhaul of the back engine of Overwatch for it to work. That is why we're getting Overwatch 2 and not just a big upgrade to Overwatch. So, that's that side of it. They will be co-op missions, just like the Archives missions, right? So you've got 4 players with a selection of heroes. The demo they have is Tracer, Mei, Reinhardt, and Lucio, based in Rio de Janeiro. And they'll be story-based missions, and they will all be part of the story. Where do these stories come in? Well, they are after Recall. This is after Winston recalls Overwatch. Him, Mei and Tracer go off to Rio de Janeiro to try and sort out, to Paris to try and sort out this problem. This is where we got the cinematic at BlizzCon today. And then obviously all the other guys come in. Mercy, we saw Genji, we saw a whole host of them come in, Brigitte, and Echo. Echo, we are assuming, is going to be one of the heroes that comes in. But we'll get on to that in a minute. So, there's a lot to get through. So, Overwatch 2 is basically, in Overwatch terms, current day. If you see what I mean. Now, the big thing with Overwatch 2, we believe, or I'm working on the assumption at the moment, you will have to pay for Overwatch 2, regardless of whether you've had base Overwatch. The plus thing with it will be you don't have to buy Overwatch 2 to still play the game, right? Overwatch, the original, or Overwatch 1, is not going to be decommissioned. The way PvP will work is there will be a competitive in normal Overwatch, and there will be a competitive Overwatch 2. The only difference between them is that Overwatch 2 players will see new looks, a slightly better engine, slightly better looks. All of the new maps, heroes, and any other things based on competitive, including the new mode, which is push, will be available in both Overwatch and Overwatch 2. The PvP-based competitive, the matchmaking there will matchmake players between Overwatch and Overwatch 2. So it will amalgamate that. So an Overwatch 2 player could be playing with an Overwatch player, or an Overwatch player could be playing against an Overwatch 2 player, vice versa, all different combinations of that. It's basically amalgamated into one. It's going to be one PvP matchmaking system across both games. This makes a ton of sense. Really, really good from Blizzard. I like the way they're doing this. They're calling it redefining a sequel. And to be quite honest, I haven't seen many games that have done it this way, so this looks really good. Now, another big sticking point was cosmetics, loot. All of the stuff you've earned up over the past, 3-4 years, that will transfer. If you buy Overwatch 2, it will all transfer to Overwatch 2. You'll still be able to get it in Overwatch, but it will all transfer to Overwatch 2, so you can also use it in Overwatch 2. Which is, they had to do that, dude. If they'd not done that, that would have been so bad. But as it says on the preview website for Overwatch 2, current Overwatch players will battle side by side with Overwatch 2 players in PvP multiplayer. That is fantastic. That's exactly how it should be implemented, and it's nice to see Blizzard doing that. Oh boy, there is so much here, and I don't want to miss things. The new looks to the heroes, right? So you've got new looks for basically everyone. We only have confirmed looks at Lucio, Mercy, Reinhardt, Winston, Tracer, Genji, and Mei. You can see all of them on the Overwatch website. And then there is also new look. I've also seen a new look for currently Torbjorn and Bastion. And currently in the story, according to Jeff Kaplan on the panel, What's Next, Bastion is currently living with Torbjorn in the current story. So there's a bit of lore for you. And he currently wears Torbjorn's hat. So lore is progressing already. So it's a very, very interesting look. I must admit, I love Lucio's new look. I think that's fantastic. So much better than his old look. It kind of makes me want to play it and I can't play it. It's so frustrating. The new map type. Let's talk about that. Push. It's a symmetrical map, right? And the examples we've been given is Toronto right now. Push is where a robot will push a roadblock type thing. There will be one for the enemy team and one for your team. Whoever pushes it the furthest wins. If you get it to the end of the map, you win instantly. It's much like Payload. You have to be with the robot for him to push it, otherwise he will stop pushing it and I believe return to the middle of the map. This will be available in competitive, and it will be available in Overwatch 2 and Overwatch, and it will be played in the Overwatch League. I would imagine it will not be coming for next season, though. I would imagine that is too close for that to be coming. Whew. There's so much to get through, and I don't want to misinterpret anything or anything as such. If you have not seen the gameplay trailer or the cinematic that is announced Overwatch 2, goodness me, go and watch it, because it's crazy. The talent system is available in PvE only. We expected this, and to be quite honest, as Jeff said himself, if it was available in PvP, it would be hilariously OP, and it would ruin the game. This is the PvE talent system looks really, really good. It is in very, very, very early development. We don't really know too much. We have not seen the whole hero roster. We don't know the whole hero roster's abilities or anything. The only abilities we kind of know about are the 4 that are now playable on the demo floor at BlizzCon. We know the full amount of Tracer's abilities, but they are subject to change. If you want to see those abilities, they are the same abilities from the leaks a couple of weeks ago. I did a video on that. I'm not going to go over it again. The hero missions will be replayable, and they will, I believe, change slightly upon replay, right? So, you want to replay them to level up your heroes. They all have individual levels, and some missions will be locked to certain heroes, like the Rio de Janeiro mission they've got on BlizzCon's floor right now. But what Jeff did point out is that Genji and Mercy also appear in that mission but are not playable. They are exploring the option of making those heroes playable so you'd have a selection, so you wouldn't have to have the same 4 heroes every time. You'd be able to change them. So I see it as, at the moment, on BlizzCon's floor, you can play as Reinhardt, Lucio, Tracer, or Mei, But then, in the finished version, you might be able to swap out the Reinhardt for a Winston, or you might be able to swap out the Mei for a Genji, or the Lucio for a Mercy, whatever. It depends on the story, depends on where they go with it. So those are the main points. There are a whole host of new maps that will drop with Overwatch 2. We have seen, I believe, Gothenburg. We have seen Rio de Janeiro. We have also seen Monte Carlo. Those are 3 maps I can think of off the top of my head from what I've watched. But there are going to be more. There are going to be a host of maps dropped for the current game modes as well as Push, which will see Toronto, as well as other maps. And then obviously you'll have the PvE modes. There will also be PvE missions based on the maps we already have. So you might be able to fight a boss on Route 66, or fend off waves at Watchpoint Gibraltar, or stuff like that. It will kind of like intertwine, if you see what I mean. Then we come to, like, will PvE be available in Overwatch, the base game? No, it won't. As far as I can gather, you have to buy Overwatch 2 if you want PvE. Another thing that was pointed out is that the next Archives event, which will be May, April next year, will not have a new mission. I am assuming that no more mission-based PvE content will be coming out for Overwatch until Overwatch 2 releases. So, the next Archives event is going to be a repeat, and it is going to be an entire repeat of what we've seen this year. Jeff has confirmed that on the What's Next panel. It's a shame, but I can understand why. We're going to get an absolute mega beep ton of lore dropped on us when Overwatch 2 drops. So we can't really complain, and this is where the focus has been. Although, I do like to stress that it is in what looks like fairly early development, according to Jeff and that, so I really don't think it's coming anytime soon. I would like to think perhaps late next year, early year after, is what I would be punting for right now. I've heard rumours around November next year. I don't know. It's still seeing some pretty early development. Again, they said none of the maps are finished. Not even the Toronto Push map or the Rio de Janeiro PvE map that are available at BlizzCon right now. They're not finished. So, there is that. Currently, the 2 factions of bots, if you want to call them bots or enemies, that you can face in PvE mode are Null Sector and Talon, although they are looking at adding other factions as well. So, this is looking pretty interesting. That is looking really, really interesting. This is going to be the lore that everyone has been missing, right? This is going to be so much lore that you're probably going to suffocate on it, to be quite honest. This is exactly what Overwatch needs. This is Overwatch Reborn. This is, for want of a better words, or better wording, Overwatch Reborn. Overwatch Chapter 2. This is completely new, but still quintessentially Overwatch. PvP will not change too much from what it is now, and it couldn't, because of obviously the Overwatch League and the commitments they've got to that now. It just means it'll get a slight reinvigoration with the new mode Push and the several new maps that it'll be getting with Overwatch 2. Everything with Overwatch 2 is new though, apart from the engine. The engine is not a complete new engine behind the game, it is just a vastly upgraded engine from what we've seen in Overwatch. The HUD in Overwatch 2 will be upgraded. The menu system in Overwatch 2 is upgraded. The way you navigate is upgraded. Everything from the looks of the heroes to the hero selection menu to the hero gallery to the settings menu, everything has changed in Overwatch 2. But it's still going to have that mechanical quintessential Overwatch feel, from what I can gather, which is exactly where you want to hit the sweet spot. So that is really good to see from Blizzard. Okay, I'm not going to keep babbling for much longer. I was gobsmacked when I saw this. Also, to mention the big thing, this will, when Overwatch 2 drops, it will drop with several heroes. Jeff kind of compared it to when they dropped Genji, Mei, and D.Va all at the same time during the beta. I think it was Genji, Mei, and D.Va. And when they dropped them all at the same time during the beta, it will be much like that. We have confirmed that Sojourn will be a hero once Overwatch 2 launches. We are assuming Echo will be, but there's been no confirmations that Echo will be. I have a sneaky feeling, it's not confirmed, it wasn't mentioned, but I've got a sneaky feeling that Mauga might be somewhere along the line in there. But what Jeff did confirm is it won't just be one hero when Overwatch 2 drops, it will be several. So, there's going to be a megaton of content when Overwatch 2 goes live. We just don't know when it's going to go live. We don't know what price Overwatch 2 will be. We are also, we've had no word on whether base Overwatch would go free to play. We've had no word on whether Overwatch 2 would be free to play. We've had no word on pricing, nothing. So that's what tells me that it is in extreme early development. And I wouldn't expect it anytime soon. But what we've seen is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal and exactly what the game needed. We've just now got to wait until we get it. And it's going to be an agonizing wait. And Jeff did kind of round off what he said with, they will probably go dark, the devs, after BlizzCon. They will real knuckle down to getting Overwatch 2 ready. So, in terms of content for Overwatch, in terms of new heroes, in terms of new maps, and all that stuff, I wouldn't expect too much over the coming year. All I would expect, and he said this about archives, just expect cosmetics, skins, stuff like that. Don't expect new modes or anything like that. What he did confirm for base Overwatch is there are some additional features coming. A long requested feature for the base Overwatch is the ability to play something during queue. That is coming in the near future. There will be a new deathmatch mode which will be available and you'll be able to play during queue for role queue. You will also be able to go into a specialized training range. You will also be able to go into the workshop or arcade modes, certain arcade modes during queue. That is a big feature that everyone's been waiting for. That is coming to the current Overwatch live servers very soon. I think that was the biggest thing in terms of what Overwatch itself is getting at the moment. Again, don't expect much in terms of hero releases or anything like that. I really don't think anything's coming. We have not had a hero announced at BlizzCon to be released now. So, those leaks were right. We are not getting a hero. But there is going to be a lot of concentration on Overwatch 2 now because it's generating a lot of hype. It is really generating a lot of hype. And from what I can see of the demo at the moment, it is very basic. It is one mission, Rio de Janeiro, and it still looks in fairly early development. So, who knows? Who knows is what I'm saying. But that is the lowdown on Overwatch 2. And look, we are going to wait. We are going to wait, and I think we're going to wait quite a while. But I think it's going to be worth the wait. The game, from what we've seen, looks gorgeous. And it looks like exactly the spot on, the nail on the head of what it needed to be. Shouldn't have ever doubted Jeff, should we? But I'm going to leave it here. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. See you then.